What's your message going to be to the team ahead of the first World Cup game?
We've been slowly building the preparation to get the players, get the group ready to perform, and it's just about go on and rely on what we've been doing, rely on each other, and go out and compete.
Is there any kind of a mantra that you've tried to instill in these guys?
Yeah, I mean, we've been focusing on just staying in the present, right? It's easy right now to just get ahead of ourselves and start thinking about the anticipation of the game, the anticipation of the next game, but it's really about just staying in the moment and staying focused on our roles and how we can execute them to be successful.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the age of the team. It's a young team. How do you go about picking a captain to lead this team with a group of that age?
What we've been doing is fostering the leadership in this group for the last 4 years. And we've been working with the Leadership Council, and the captain will come from the Leadership Council. It's just, FIFA makes you name a captain for the World Cup, so we will name a captain, but it's more about that collective group helping to steer the group and be decisive, making the decisions for the team.
So you're going to have to do one person through the whole tournament?
We will, yes.
Can you tell us who it is?
No.
This week, as you've been preparing for the game, what keeps you up at night at this point? What's the concern on your mind?
Well, I think there's a couple different layers to it. There's, the overall game plan. There's Plan B. Then there's game scenarios. Right? Are we up a goal, down a goal, up a man, down a man? Running through all those scenarios. And then there's the final details of, the intricacies and how Wales plays and what we're looking to do. So all that stuff we're running through, and it's just about being thorough and preparing the group.
Your preparation, that's one of the assets that people have said makes you the coach that you are. Do you try to cover literally every potential scenario before you get into the game so that you'll be able to call on a plan for whatever happens?
Yeah, we work through a lot of them. I mean, I think that's where, we have the time now. We've had the time for the last couple months to start working through those scenarios. And, it's just when you're on the field and the sideline and all the crowds around and there's pressure moments, if you're not prepared, I think it hurts decision making.
What's the biggest difference between preparing for a game of this magnitude as a player versus as a coach?
Yeah, as a player, you're really focused on the individual and what you can do individually to get yourself ready to perform on that stage. And as a coach, you're thinking about everyone, the 26 players, the staff members, and it's a collective type of mindset that you have to have because you want to make sure that everyone's ready to perform.
Is there more pressure or stress that you feel as a coach because you're taking on board, I guess, the emotions of all of that group?
No, it's something that you've been doing. When you sign up for being a coach, that comes with the territory, and it's something that we've been doing, with this group for the last 4 years. And, this is just another game, so to speak, in that sense.
8 years ago, I interviewed Jurgen Klinsmann before the Brazil World Cup, and he said before the tournament began, he believed that the U.S. team couldn't win the tournament, and he thought it was important to be realistic about that it would help the guys motivate in a different way. As you sit on the eve of this World Cup, do you think you have a group that can win the tournament?
Yeah, so what I do believe is on our best day, we can beat anyone in the world. And, and that's the mentality that we want to have as a group. Does that mean we're going to win the World Cup? No, not necessarily, but we think that the first step is getting out of the group, finishing in the top two, and the second step is in knockout games playing our best possible game and seeing how far we can go.
What do you think makes the difference for this team? What's going to be the thing that determines whether you can reach that height, that success that you want for this group?
I think that in the end it's going to come down to I think the cohesiveness of the group and how we play together and fight together and compete together. We have talent, but the difference maker for us is going to be our cohesiveness.
Is there, because of the heat, the compressed nature of this tournament, are you looking at the way that you compose your lineup from game to game, like from a rotation standpoint, with the idea that there are multiple games to play here?
Well, we are looking at how we can use 5 substitutes the most effectively and keep guys fresh and keep guys ready to play in the next game. And you know, when you have 5 substitutes, more players can contribute, and that adds to the team chemistry and team environment. So, you know, we're excited about getting going.
How is the injury situation for your team at the moment?
We're pretty good. You know, we've had a couple knocks in the last week, and guys are recovering. We should have almost everyone in full training today.
Is Serginho the biggest question mark at this point?
No, he'll be in full training today.
And Weston too?
Yes.
Last thing for me is, as you look at the way that this tournament will lay itself out, what is it that you hope to see from these guys? I mean, you've used different groups over the course of qualifying, and now you're here. What is it that you want from this group?
To compete. It's really simple. You know, we're here, and part of it is a great honor to play in the World Cup, but we don't want to just be participants. We want to perform, and that's what we're going to be focused on.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.